AWS is architected to be the most flexible and secure cloud computing environment available today. Millions of customers trust AWS to provide the infrastructure and services needed to confidently and securely run their business in an ever-evolving automation-driven environment. Security at AWS starts with our core infrastructure. Designed to meet the most stringent security requirements, we monitor our infrastructure 24/7 to help ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of your data. We built our core infrastructure to satisfy security requirements for global banks, the military, and other high-sensitivity organizations. To help you secure your workloads and applications, AWS provides a wide variety of deeply integrated and rigorously tested services that can be combined to automate tasks in innovative ways. This makes it easier for developers to create and deploy code quickly and securely, so you can safely build anything you can imagine. For example, using technologies like machine learning, AWS enables you to automatically discover, classify, and protect sensitive data with just a few clicks in the AWS console. You can also automate infrastructure and application security checks to continually enforce your security and compliance controls and help protect your data. AWS is vigilant about protecting your privacy and implements sophisticated technical and physical measures to prevent unauthorized access. You'll build on the most secure global infrastructure, knowing your data is safe and managed. You can encrypt your data, move it, and manage its retention. All data flowing across the AWS global network that interconnects our data centers and regions is automatically encrypted at the physical layer before it leaves our secured facilities. To support your compliance needs, AWS allows you to continually monitor and achieve third-party validation for thousands of global regulatory requirements. This makes it easier to meet security and compliance standards for finance, retail, healthcare, government, and beyond. With the largest community of customers across industries, AWS has unmatched experience and operational expertise you can depend upon to secure your most important applications. Let AWS automate traditional security challenges so you can start focusing on what matters most to your business.
Hi, I'm Sunil Yu, creator of the Cyber Defense Matrix. The endpoint is often seen as the front line against many cybersecurity threats. To help manage and secure the endpoint, AWS Marketplace provides many cloud-native endpoint security tools. On the preventative side, AWS Marketplace has a wide range of independent software vendors who provide endpoint protection capabilities, including having an up-to-date device inventory, enforcing configuration compliance, finding and managing vulnerabilities, and preventing malware from taking root on the endpoint. But prevention is never perfect, so it's important to consider capabilities that give you real-time and historical visibility to quickly detect, respond to, and recover from endpoint incidents. Tools in the category of endpoint detection and response, or EDR, help detect unauthorized activities, conduct forensic-level analysis, and facilitate incident response activities to purge intrusions. When combined with the right threat intelligence, these tools can also help you hunt efficiently on your endpoint. Keep in mind that EDR tools don't run on their own, and you need capable administration that can put the tools to use to hunt and to accelerate investigations into security events.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Friday. We are now live, and welcome to the third episode of the Siklab Igniter series, co-presented by Edukasyon.ph and AWS Siklab Pilipinas. I am Atcha Abe, an AWS Siklab influencer and the technical community manager of Edukasyon.ph, and I will be your host for tonight. So hi everyone, let us know that you're here in the chat by saying hi, hello. We're also in our Zoom room. So if you want to ask questions to our speaker later after his talk, you can go ahead and join us in our Zoom room. Our team will send the Zoom a link in our Facebook Live. So again, we're live in Facebook and also we're in our Zoom room. And I would like to introduce to you more about what Edukasyon.ph is and AWS Siklab Pilipinas. So we'll be sharing the screen. Ayan. So Edukasyon.ph is the edtech platform in the Philippines, empowering millions of Gen Z students aged 13 to 24 to make self-aware education decisions that lead to a fulfilling career and life. Edukasyon.ph has worked with hundreds of partners, schools, corporations, and foundations to enable them to reach and engage with its student community along the journey from education to career. And along with that, we also have Amazon Web Services or AWS Siklab Pilipinas. We uplift fellow developers and professionals in the Philippines with industry leaders all over the world sharing their expertise in the field. And I'm very happy to join the AWS Influencer Program with the goal of helping students, young professionals, career shifters, explore their opportunities in the cloud through the Siklab Igniter series. So welcome to our CIS episode number 3. And this event is for free. So come in and invite your friends while we're still waiting for other people to come in. Ayan. Also, don't forget to introduce yourself in our Zoom room. We have people watching from different parts of the world. We have someone watching from Australia. Timothy, hi and welcome. Me, I am based in San Diego, California, USA. So let us know if you're watching from the different part of the world. It's currently 3 a.m. here where I am right now. Ayan. So, and we also have our Community Igniter series. You have events every Thursday at 6 to 7 p.m. So don't forget to check that one out. And also don't forget to join our communities. Again, don't forget to introduce yourself by commenting your name, your profession, and what company or school you represent. So I would just also like to know if we have active CIS attendees here. And how many episodes have you watched lately? We have just announced our CIS attendee of the month for September. Ayan, and if you're interested to be one of the top CIS attendees, go ahead and join us every week and post about your experiences about CIS and also about SIS. Who knows, we can also have the SIS attendee of the month. Ayan. Hi, let me just, before I continue, let me just first read the comments we have. Ayan, let me go to the start. Ayan, good evening, Giliana, Anna, Jason, Lloyd. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time and happy Friday. We have Andrea Nicole Francisco from Baliwag University. Good morning from Australia, from Lloyd. Wow, good afternoon from Poland. Wow, we're international. We have Kalaluan Jeremy, a BSIT student from Mindoro State University. We have Lizelle Balondo from Baliwag University. We have a lot of students from Baliwag University, so keep on inviting your schoolmates. Ayan. Good afternoon from Poland again. We have Ranella Grace from AMA University. She's a BSIT student. We have Jewel Monroyo from Technological Institute of the Philippines, Quezon City. We have Lawrence, computer science student from Baliwag University. We have Mervic Bolilan from New Era University, Lipa City, and the list goes on and on. So I'm very happy that you are here. Later, don't worry, masha-shoutout ko din kayo. Just keep those comments coming. And again, we're also live in our Facebook page. Don't forget to tag your friends there in the comments. I'm also reading them at the same time. Ayan. And again, this is a free event and it comes with an e-certificate. And we have these events every month. But if you want to attend more of these events, we also have our events at Community Ignite series at AWS Siklab Pilipinas page. Ayan. And again, welcome to the Siklab Igniter series. We are now on our 3rd episode. This is hosted by our very own AWS Siklab influencers in their communities and where we bring people to uplift fellow developers and professionals in the Philippines by learning more about AWS technologies, careers, and also opportunities. So stay tuned for more events like this one by following my socials, Atcha Abe, on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn to get more updates. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter So you can also reach out to me there. We can connect professionally on LinkedIn. If you want to see my upcoming events and also other free events, go ahead and follow my Facebook page. I also create tutorials, which is going to be shown on the next slide. I also create tech content on YouTube. And if you want to watch that, this event is also recorded. So if you want to watch it again, it will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. I also create entertainment and vlog content as well. Ayan. And if you want to learn more every week, every month, every day, possible yan with AWS. And we always make sure that you can learn for free and get up-to-date knowledge with cloud technology. So don't forget to join our community by following our socials. We're going to put the QR code here. Let me also share you the link of our community. Ayan, don't forget to scan the QR code, but I'll make it easier for you guys. Let me just send the link in the chat. Ayan, good evening. We have Vincent from Mindoro State University. We have Renz Carlo, Tambay. No, okay lang yan, pero you're taking your time, investing your time in knowledge. That's good. We have Carlito from DMMMSUSLUC. Kung saan man yun. We have Neon from Mindoro State University, Cavite State University, si Andrew. Ayan, we have Jep from Partido State University. Ayan. Okay, welcome guys. Okay, and we also have full episodes of our Community Ignite series in our YouTube account, EdTV. Okay, ayan, let me just continue again by reading the chat and giving you guys a just quick shout out. Let's see. Ayan, we have, who else? We have Jamie from BS Computer Engineering from University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines. Welcome, guys. Ayan, we have Jinky, BS ECE from ICCT Colleges Foundation Incorporated. Welcome. I am Julia, developer from RCG Global Services. Started attending AWS webinar on Siklab last week, and it's very insightful. Indeed it is. And welcome back again. And I hope you're going to learn a lot today and the following weeks to come. Ayan. Hi, good evening. John Warfrick B. Villas from Mindoro State University. Wow, ang daming estudyante from Mindoro State University. And welcome. Since we have international viewers, I'll try my best to speak in English. But yeah, wag na natin patagalin pa. Ay, nagtagalog ako. I'm very excited to introduce our speaker for tonight. Our speaker tonight holds over 60 IT certifications and delivered over 60 official course titles in Cisco, F5, Arista, Dell EMC, and over not one, not two, but 30 countries. He also delivers open source technologies such as Python, Docker, Kubernetes, and cybersecurity. He is the founder of Armada Innovation Labs, a cybersecurity company that focuses on web application penetration testing and bug bounty program enabler. And he is also the host of an IT YouTube channel called Stick Show, Not Another Boring Channel. And let us all give our virtual warm welcome to Dean Armada. Hi, Dean.
Hi,
Ayan,
guys.
hello. Okay,
Can you see
go
me?
Dean, take it away. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. All right. Hi, guys. All right. So I've been introduced already by Atcha, but just to give you a little more. So yeah, Dean Armada and over 60 IT certifications, and then I also the host of this IT channel, which is Stick Show. Now, Stick Show is an IT channel, but it's not your traditional IT channel where we talk about tutorials, technologies, and most of the boring stuff. what we do is make it a little more fun. Okay, so I don't want to talk about more of the channel. All you need to do is just visit www.youtube.com/stickshow, and you can see for yourself. We talk about cybersecurity, cloud and data center, and we also talk about this, the most important, career and certifications, because we actually promote having not just one or two more certifications, like 10, 20 certifications, for you to have a better career, okay? For you to have more money, right? So that's a little introduction of me and my company, Armada Innovation Labs. This is a cybersecurity company. We focus on penetration testing. For those who are not familiar with penetration testing, basically is the legal hacking. So we hack companies' system and applications. We provide the results, recommendations, and we also specialize in web application firewall. So for those who are not familiar with web application firewall, this is a firewall, but specializing on applications, okay, more specifically for web applications. And we partnered with F5, we partnered with Fortinet as well. These are the two leading web application firewall vendors, and we also specialize in cloud-native web application firewall in AWS and Google Cloud. And this is what actually we're gonna talk about, okay? So AWS, they have tons of services, and we are going to talk about this specific service, web application firewall, okay? And our schedule, we only have like 1 hour, okay? Or even less. It's already 12 minutes after 6 p.m. So we're gonna start the basic of WAF, or the web application firewall, and then we're gonna compare the traditional infrastructure, which is the on-premise, versus the AWS or cloud WAF infrastructure. And then after that, we're gonna do a demo. Yes, I'm gonna do a live demonstration, a very simple web hacking or web attack. And then we're gonna use AWS WAF to block these attacks. And then after this, we're going to do question and answers. All good? All right, cool. So let's begin. So this is a very simple, oh, by the way, before I start, anyone here knows the basic of networking? Because I don't want to talk too much basic, too easy stuff. Yeah? Basic, network basic, like IP addresses, subnets. Great. All right, so you probably heard of many different network devices, right? Switch, routers, etc. So on a web application firewall infrastructure, or this data center network environment, the network is very basic. Of course, we have IP address, we have network. And here's always the question, okay? The network in our data center, is it the same in enterprise? No, because in enterprise, we use a lot of wireless. We use a lot of IP phones, okay? And there's a lot of routing as well. Now, in data center environment where your servers are residing, the network is quite simpler, okay? Not too much routing, not too much loops. It's as simple as what you see. So in our example, and by the way, in data center, most of the hosts are just servers, okay? I would say 99%. We have servers. There's no wireless, there's no voice technologies, most are servers, but the complex stuff are the applications running in our servers. Anyway, so we have here in our infrastructure, we have 3 servers, okay? And the IP address are 172.16.20.1.2 and .3. Now, in a data center environment, like what I mentioned, these servers are providing services, okay? Applications. Now, since we are going to focus on web applications, this servers runs this web services. These examples are Apache and Nginx. Okay. Now we have also the client here, the PC on the top. The question is, how can he access the servers? Now, a lot of people see this data centers, this huge data centers in the internet. Okay, it can be pictures, it can be videos, and you can also see this in movies, in TV series, right? So how can the client? Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off there. Are you currently sharing your screen so we cannot see it?
It's not yet shared.
Yeah.
About that.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay. There you go. You can see
All right. And thanks
there.
for letting me know.
Of course.
All right, great, great. Do you see now my screen?
Yes.
All right, great. Let me do a little introduction. My name is Dean Armada, and I'm a fresh graduate. And yeah, please visit my YouTube channel, youtube.com/stickshow, to learn more about the videos we publish, the contents. Again, my company Armada Innovation specialized on web application penetration testing, and we partnered with F5, Fortinet, AWS, and Google Cloud, and we specialize on web application firewall. All right, guys, let's rerun the slides. So again, agenda. We're going to talk about web application firewall basics, and then AWS WAF infrastructure. And we're also going to do WAF or AWS WAF demonstration. All right, so let's go back and talk about the infrastructure. So again, we have 3 servers. And since the servers are running or providing services, web application services, most likely they will run services like Nginx or Apache. Okay, and again, in this example, we have 3 nodes. Now, the question is, how does this client with an IP address of 10.10.1.30 access these web applications? If you've seen some of the movies or photos or videos in the internet where you have racks with many data centers, with many servers in their data centers, the question is, if you're the client, how do you send requests? How do you connect to these servers? Okay. And if you think about it, yeah, how do we send it? These are hundreds, if not thousands of servers. Okay. Think about this. If you access or trying to access your favorite application, what's your favorite application, guys? Name one favorite application or web application. Guys, YouTube, probably some would say YouTube, some probably say Facebook, some probably say Airbnb, Twitter, Instagram. All right, LinkedIn. Now think about this. If you send traffic to these applications, okay, where does the traffic go? Is it to those hundreds or thousands of servers? No, there is what we call the application load balancer. Sometimes we call it application delivery controller. And how it works is the client sends traffic to this application delivery controller / load balancer. And this ADC or load balancer will forward it down to the servers. Again, the servers can be 10, 20, 50, hundreds, or even thousands. So you as a client, you don't really interacting or sending traffic, sending requests to the servers. As a client, you send traffic to the load balancer / application delivery controller. And an application delivery controller, it has a listener, okay? It has a listener, and this listener is the one who receives your request. The traffic is sent by the client. So here's an example. Client sends traffic to the listener, which is in this example is HTTP_VS. Now, the load balancer / ADC will process it and will forward it down to one of the servers. In this example, it is sent to the server number 1, okay? And once the load balancer receives the response from that first server, it will reply back or will send the response back to the client, okay? Now, if we do that again, okay, well, let's do that again. Client sends the traffic to the virtual server or the listener. Now, this time, the application delivery controller / load balancer chooses the second server, okay? And again, the load balancer responded back to the client. Now, if we do this one more time, okay, and again, by the way, this is called application delivery controller / load balancer. Now, maybe you're thinking, where is web application firewall? Where is WAF? Well, sometimes, or I should say most of the times, web application firewall is a feature that can be enabled in load balancers / ADCs. Okay, so your WAF can be the same appliance. Okay, it can be the same component. Now let's do that again. We send traffic to the listener, which is added in our load balancer. Now this time the load balancer chooses the third server. Okay, and again responds back to the client. Good, guys. This is the basic of load balancing and web application firewall. Any question? Not questions. Are we good? Was it easy to understand? Yes. Yes, very clear. Shall we continue? Great. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to convert our infrastructure to cloud-based infrastructure. So what I showed you, few slides. This is the common infrastructure in an on-premise in a data center environment, and this is where this runs in, I don't know, bank, government, service provider, etc. Now in a cloud-based environment, it will be a little different. Okay, and we're gonna show you how easy it is, and how we actually use the components and how we access the servers and load balancers. So let's do the transition. So now we're going to use AWS. Okay, this is our cloud provider. And one by one, we're going to change this, but it's very minimal. So what I'm going to do is make it simpler. I will remove the two servers. Let's just do or use one server. And then I will also remove the network because that's not the network that we're going to use. Okay, I'm also going to remove Apache because the server that we're going to use in a bit is running Nginx. I'm also going to remove the IP address because this is not the IP address that we're going to use. Okay, and then I will also remove that network. Okay, and I will add the internet, of course. Okay, you as a client or as a user, you need to connect first to the internet before you reach cloud service provider. In this example, AWS. Now, take note, AWS, it can function, or your servers running in your AWS, it can function even without load balancer. Okay, so load balancer, I would say it's an option. Okay, but take note, like what I mentioned earlier, web application firewall, most of the time runs, or it's a feature that can be enabled in load balancers. So what I'm going to do for next is I'm going to introduce you with the virtual private cloud, or VPC. VPC, this is the network, okay, like your private network on your account. Okay, in this case, in our AWS account that I'm going to show you, we have this VPC, or this dedicated network. It's private, of course. It cannot be accessed remotely or from the public network. So this is actually the default. The VPC, or the private network, in our, or at least in my AWS account, is 172.31.0.0/16. Okay, since this is the VPC, we'll have an IP address or server IP address of 172.31.2.169. Okay, now this server of ours, or web server of ours, it runs in Nginx, and it runs in an instance. So in AWS, we call it instance. This is your host resides. Okay, so the instance, for those who are new to cloud and AWS, think of an instance consists of your server, okay, or your servers. We have an instance. We name it hack site for web application firewall. Think about this as this is the name of our servers where our web services Nginx is running. Okay, and again, we have an IP address of 172.31.2.169. Now, this instance, assuming that's already running, all good. Okay, it passed the compliance, it passed the test. The client can now access this directly. Okay, not by the hack site for WAF to name, because that's the name of the instance, it can be accessed by its own DNS. Okay, so in AWS, you will see the DNS, the domain name that can be accessed from the internet, or you can also access it via public IP address. So as you can see, the name or the domain name will be EC2 blah 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 southeast compute.amazon aws.com. So this is exactly the domain name that we will use. Okay, and then you can also use the public IP address. You can get the same, you will get the same result. Okay, you will be able to access that specific web application. Now, like what I mentioned, the client sends requests to this domain name and the server will respond. As simple as that. Now, would it be good if we add load balancer? Okay, why? Well, because adding a load balancer can have more features. Okay, we can provide load balancing to the servers, like just like how I showed you earlier. And also, if you use load balancer or load balancing, this is where you can also enable or activate web application firewall. So in our AWS, the currently running AWS account right now, we have a load balancer, and I name it WAF testing. Okay, and just like an instance, it has a domain name. So here's what's gonna happen. Earlier, I showed you that we can access the instance directly, but we can also access the load balancer name. Okay, and then once we access this domain name WAF testing, WAF testing and so forth, Amazon AWS.com, what will happen is this load balancer will forward it to the instance. Okay, and then it will reply back to the client. Okay, again, this is the same concept from the previous slide. The only difference is this is now running in AWS. Now, let's make it more interesting. Okay, why? Because this time that we're going to introduce web application firewall. There you go. We have now a web application firewall, and this is enabled in our AWS load balancer. Okay, and in my account, I named it SQLI defense. Okay, and under this SQLI defense, I added rules, or later, not added. Well, actually, I added and deleted it. Well, what we're going to do is later, we're going to test basic attacks, and then we're going to add rules. And then we're going to test if the WAF can block those attacks. So what I'm going to do next is I'll just demonstrate you, or well, I'm going to show you what's going to happen in our demo. So let me do this again. So if the client sends a request to the WAF testing domain name, okay, the load balancer will process the traffic, and then it will inspect the traffic using the WAF feature or the WAF technology. And again, in a WAF, or actually all or almost all security appliance, we have this rules and policies. So we'll check rules, and then if it matches the traffic, the malicious traffic, it will block the that malicious traffic. But if it's not really malicious, let's say it's legit, okay, it's a normal traffic, what it will do is it will forward it to the servers. Okay, just like how we show it, or how we saw it without web application firewall. All right, now let's say we sent a malicious traffic, okay, like SQL injection or cross-site scripting or broken access control, etc. So here's what's gonna happen. We send traffic. Okay, we send traffic. This time is SQLI or cross-site scripting. We send it to our domain name or our load balancer, and then it will process the inspection under AWS WAF. Now, once the AWS WAF matches the rule, matches the rule, this web application web attacks rule. Once it matches, what's going to happen is it will block the traffic, as simple as that. Okay. So basically, Web Application Firewall is a type of firewall, but it's specializing on web attacks. And maybe you're thinking, why? Because most firewalls and next generation firewalls, they have limited capabilities in inspecting and detecting web attacks. Okay. And unfortunately, in the Philippines, most companies are still using the traditional firewalls. Okay. Next generation firewalls is good because they have many different features such as IPS, HTTP proxy, but again, it lacks the policies and rules and the features in detecting web attacks. All right, good. Is it clear, guys? Guys. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I will do a demo. Okay, we're going to access our AWS account, and then I will show you. So this is my AWS account. Okay, I logged in, and I will also, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to close this. So once you logged in your AWS account, you click EC2, and from here you will be able to see, or you can also add your servers. Okay, now what we have here is already pre-built, like we've already tested. We will already provision the servers and the load balancers. I just want to show it to you. Okay, so under instances, so like what we have in our slides, we have this instance names hack site for WAF2. Okay, and it has a public IP address, it has domain name, etc. Now, maybe you're thinking, how do we see more information? Well, if you click this tick box and you go down here, you'll get more information. Okay, such as the host name, the public, the private IP address, and even the VPC ID. Okay, so the VPC ID is here. And if I click the VPC ID, you will see that's running 172.31.0.0/16 network. Now, if I click networking, as you can see, this is the private, this is the public IP address. Now, this is the public DNS. And this is what I mentioned, that if we access the public DNS, we can access the application, the web application. Should be able to access it anyway. All right, so what I am going to do is I will click the load balancer. Right, so this is the load balancer, and based from our slides, we name it WAF testing. So this is the load balancer. And if I go down here, we'll get more information. Okay, so the load balancer, we have the same VPC that matches the VPC of our instance. Okay, so confirms that they are in the same network or private network. And here is the listener. Okay, and all right, I want to access this load balancer. So I click the copy icon, and then I'll open a new tab. Oops. All right, sorry, this one, not the ARN, the DNS. This one, the DNS name. So copy and paste, we should be able to access the web application. All right, there you go. So this is the web application, and yeah, its name Stick Show. This is a blog site, and all right, so this is the web application. the web application firewall is already activated. And if you look our load balancer, and if you go to integrated services, this is where you will see that web application firewall is activated. See, this load balancer is WAF enabled. Now, the name of the AWS WAF is SQLi Defender. Okay, and if I click this link, it will go to a dedicated tab where we can configure our web application firewall. If I click rules, you will see there's still no rules, 0 rules. And when I say 0 rules, and when you say 0 rules, that means everything is allowed. This is the default action. It allows everything. Now let's do a little attack. Okay. So what I'm going to show is just a basic SQL injection. So for those who are not familiar with SQL injection, so this is a type of attack where we use fields, and instead of really searching for an item or a text, we are sending a query, and this query will run in database, and this may affect your backend servers, can be database, can be other applications. In this case, we are just updating a table, specifically blog, and then I'm going to change the title to let's use AWS testing. Okay, so if I click search, you see this sticks here. So this is the default name, but if I click search, this allows us to change the data in our database. And upon successful SQL injection, it allows us to change an information, because what happened is it changes a data in our table, in our database. Okay, and again, this is the basic. We can it has many levels. Okay, it has many complexity, and also our web application, we made it a little vulnerable so we can do this lab demonstration, this testing. Now, this is a type of web attack. Okay, as simple as it is, it can be, again, very complicated. It can be very dangerous. As simple it is, it can change a lot. It can affect your system, okay, database, applications, and many more. Now, going back to our web application firewall, okay, we can easily block this. We can easily protect our web applications from this kind of attacks. Now, in our rules page, AWS rule page, all we need to do is click add rules. Okay, and then I'm gonna select add manage rules group. Okay, now this is really cool because there are many WAF available, not just AWS. In AWS, we call this native WAF. Okay, but really, before AWS, we already have web application firewalls such as F5 or Fortinet, and they already maintained their protections, their features in blocking many different web attacks. And you can actually use this. You can leverage F5 or Fortinet, okay, and apply this feature in our AWS, WAF. You can do that, okay? But here's the good thing. In AWS, there are many options. Again, we have F5, we have Fortinet, and we also have Imperva as well, which is one of the top WAF solutions out there together with F5. You can use all these integrated to AWS WAF. But what I'm going to do is just use the simplest one. We use the native AWS rules. So what I did is I click this arrow, okay, next to AWS manage rule groups. Okay, and then I will enable this option, SQL database. Why? Because we want to protect our web applications or our database applications from SQLi-based attack, such as SQLi or SQL injection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click add rules. And as you can see here, it says we have successfully updated our web ACL SQLi defense. Okay, so I'll just click save. So we only have one rule, but let's see if this rule that we added will make a significant change. Okay, so what happened was it changes our title here. Okay, let's see, it will change it to another title. So I'm going to use the same SQL or same query, and let's make it Siklab. All right, so we'll change the title to Siklab. Okay, so from AWS testing Siklab, I'm going to click search. And let's see what's going to happen. Oh, look at that. It wasn't successful. As a matter of fact, we got blocked. We got 403 forbidden. Okay, so meaning our rule that we added for anti-SQL injection attack is successful. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I will demonstrate a very basic cross-site scripting attack, and then I will also demonstrate how to protect or block this specific attack. So next thing I'm gonna do is I will first sign in, log in as a user. So I'm gonna log in as Spoonman, and then I'm gonna enter my password. There you go. So now I am logged in as Spoonman. There you go. The next thing is I will go to the blog page by clicking this link. There, this is the blog page, and it's still empty, right? And what I'm gonna do is I can actually do a simple testing blog message. Okay, if I click submit, you should see a message, right? But if I do a cross-site scripting, let's say, oops, not this one. There you go. Okay. This cross-site scripting, by the way, is a type of injection attack like SQL injection, but this time we leverage JavaScript. Okay, and the difference between SQL injection and cross-site scripting is SQL injection is specific to queries, okay, database queries, and the cross-site scripting we use JavaScript and save or insert this code. Okay, and I would say cross-site scripting is more verse because you can run or call other attacks as well. But in this example, we run a cross-site scripting and we use alert. Okay, alert, and then the message that I'm gonna add is this is just a test. There. All right. So what's gonna happen is if I click submit, there. All right, so since we use the alert, every time we visit this page, you will see really a pop-up alert because that's what the alert command syntax does. Okay, let's do that again. If I go to Stick Show blog, and then if I go to the blog page, look, okay, it's we're getting this pop-up alert. Okay, and the message is this is just a test. So as you can see, this kind of attack, this specific attack or this specific example, more of a disruption. Okay, instead of we're seeing the normal blog page, we are seeing alert. Okay, and this needs to be blocked. Okay, we don't want to see alert, right? Every time that we visit the blog page. So what I'm gonna do next is I will go back to our AWS WAF, Web ACL. By the way, for those who are not familiar with Web ACL is where we create our rules. Okay, ACL stands for Access Control List, and what we are adding here are rules. We've already added a rule for SQLI or SQL injection. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna add a rule for cross-site scripting. Now, for cross-site scripting, it will be a little more complex. For the SQLI protection, there's already a built-in protection for SQL database. For cross-site scripting, we're going to select the second option here, add my own rules and rule groups. Okay, and as you can see, we have a little complex options. Now, what I'm going to do is I will name this rule cross-site scripting protection there, and then the type is regular rule, and then under if a request, I'll just select the default, which is matches the statement. Okay, statement inspects request a component. Oh no, sorry. Body. There you go. So it inspects the body. And then the content type, we have two options. We have the plain text and we have JSON. Now we're going to use the plain text. Why? Because we select JSON if we are protecting API-based server applications. Excuse me, API-based web applications. And under match type, we will use contains cross-site scripting injection attack. There you go. And under text transformation, we're going to select many things. And one of these is HTML entity decode. I'm going to click add because we are adding many text transformation. Okay, I will add at least 4. I will also add URL decode. Okay, I will also add lowercase. And I will also add JavaScript decode there. Okay. Now, under oversize handling, I will just select continue, inspect the contents. And the action, you can use allow for testing purposes. You may also use block or, excuse me, you use allow for testing purposes. You use count for testing purposes as well. And then you see the count, the increment for every matches of this rule. And we also use CAPTCHA. So CAPTCHA means that it will continue if you enter the text under CAPTCHA. But we're going to use block because we want to block this web attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click add rule. There. Is added. And it shows us the summary of our rules. We have two, right? We have the SQLI, which is already added. And then we also have the cross-site scripting protection. Now, the purpose of these is that you can move up or down. Yeah, you can move up or down the rules that you have added. So I'm going to click save. There you go. So we just added the rule. And what I am going to do is I will just simply add cross-site scripting, and we'll use it very basic, just a JavaScript alert. And if I click submit, there you go. What happened? We got blocked again. Okay, 4034 beat him. It just tells us that both of our rules has been not just successfully added, but also matched this web attacks triggered by me, the client. Okay, so that's it. That's our demo, and that's my presentation. We will now proceed with the Q&A. We only have like 10 minutes. And by the way, before you ask, I just released a new course, and the title is Python and Cybersecurity. Okay, so for those who are into Python or want to learn with Python, and cybersecurity, and we talk about web attacks as well, like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and many others. Okay, you can check it out. You can go to www.sorian.com/training, and you will see there. You see there the title Python Cybersecurity Web Attacks. Again, guys, if you want to know more about tech tutorials, career certification, please please visit Stickshow, youtube.com/Stickshow. And from there, we talk about lots of things. We talk about career certifications. We talk about Python as well. We talk about cloud technologies, and even solutions such as Cisco, F5, Arista, Fortinet, etc. And so let's do the Q&A portion. Any questions, guys?
Yes, guys, don't forget to drop your questions in the chat. And I'm also checking our Facebook Live. So let us know. This is your opportunity to ask questions to our speaker today. And while we have the remaining time, go ahead, ask your questions, anything that you'd like to know more about our topic today. Definitely, I feel like Dean kulang yung oras natin today. I'm interested to learn more about AWS WAF, and there's so much more to learn. And as you can see with AWS, there are a lot of technologies and resources that you can use. Okay, we have a question from Ahmad Amro. He asks, so we can integrate F5 AWF with AWS?
Yes, correct.
So the answer is yes. Daniel Paul Echano asks, can PyScript be used for cyber attacks? How will it unfold if it is possible?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. To know more about it, just enroll in my course. Because we have limited
Ayan.
time, right?
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, we have another question from Ramo J. Cunha. Can we use other language to make web attacks?
Yes. Ramel, yes. I have this YouTube video. The title is Top Programming Language for Hacking. And I talk about top 5 programming languages for many different type of attacks, not just web attacks. I also explained what are the programming languages used for web technologies. So again, we don't have much time, but if you want to learn more about top programming languages for attacks and hacking, just go to Stick Show, youtube.com/Stick Show, and look for the video titled Top or Best Programming Languages for Hacking.
Ayan.
All
Again,
right.
don't forget. Yeah. So again, don't forget to, we're currently sharing the screen right now. Don't forget to join the course, Python and Cybersecurity Web Attacks. You can also learn more about it at zurian.com/training. And also you can give a subscribe to other YouTube channel, youtube.com/STYXSSHOW or Stick Show. Okay, Timothy asks, can WAF be used against DDoS?
Yes. Yes. All right. Let me correct this. Can WAF? It can if your web application firewall has DDoS protection. And take note, web application firewall, just like any other security just like any other security appliances, they have many tiers. The top tier, yes, it can protect from DDoS attacks such as Imperva, F5. But the lower tier, the cheap WAF, they don't have that capability. But to answer your question, yes, some WAF can protect against DDoS.
Okay, thank you for that, Dean. Okay, any other questions? Keep them coming. We have more time before we end today's session. And hopefully, Dean, we can have another session about this or a continuation whenever you're available. Or again, guys, you can also check their course, Python and Cybersecurity. Julia, okay, Timothy, wait, we have more questions. Noel asks, is AWS WAF cover top 10 OWASP?
To answer that question, yes, because like what what's her name? Is it Ahmed? Ahmad. All right. Just like what Ahmad asked, can F5 can be integrated to AWS WAF? The reason why you have this option, Fortinet Imperva F5, because AWS wants to use all of these vendors' capability. And obviously, different vendor, they have a different way of protection. So this vendors such as Imperva or F5, these are very expensive appliances, and they are really designed to protect OWASP top 10. Yeah, so the answer is yes.
Okay, the answer is yes. Okay, guys. So unfortunately, that ends our Q&A. And if I know I can see in the chat you have a lot of questions. So, Dean, where would they can also reach out to you so they can send their questions to you so you can.
I'm more of a LinkedIn guy,
Hmm?
but sometimes I don't use LinkedIn or I'm not online. I'm more responsive in the YouTube channel. So if you comment in our videos, I'll be more responsive. So watch the videos, and if it's related to cybersecurity or WAF, and then if you ask your questions on those comments, I will respond. I would
Okay.
like to answer the question. given your instance has a public IP, can bypass the load balancer? Yes. So this is it. So this is an instance domain name. See that? And it bypassed the load balancer. And this is a different domain name when we send requests to the load balancer. See? So this request here bypassed the load balancer. Good. And yeah, unfortunately, guys, we have like less than 1 hour, and hopefully I made the presentation and the demo interesting, given that we have a very limited time. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and demonstration.
Yes, definitely, Dean. Thank you so much for your time
Thanks,
and being
Atcha,
our
and
speaker.
thanks to all Siklab team.
Yes, you're welcome. And again, guys, we look forward to seeing you again in our next episode of Siklab Igniter series. And if you want to have more of these, first of all, go ahead and give a follow and subscribe to Dean's YouTube channel, Stick Show. Again, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and watch his videos and also put your questions in one of those videos in the comments. And if you I'm also sharing a lot of free events about AWS and anything about tech, so go ahead and don't forget to follow my socials, which will be shared in the screen. Don't forget to follow my socials, Atcha Abe. I'm also on YouTube. Hopefully, Dean, one day we can collab. I can also interview you about your journey. It's really interesting and it's very inspiring to see someone to know more a lot about technology, and you have a lot of certifications, and we're very inspired by that. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channels. And I definitely learned a lot from this 1 hour tech driven webinar, and definitely I can feel that you learned a lot too. And I'm thankful for our speaker Dean and for you guys attending tonight. And I want to take this opportunity to invite you all to a photo op with our speaker. So go ahead and show your handsome and beautiful faces, and let's take a photo with our speaker. So hi Angelo, hi Lloyd, hi Regine, Lizelle, oh, Yumira, what a beautiful name. We have Alan, Ranella, Gerson. Ayan, ang dami ko na shout out. We have Dan, Daniel. I can see familiar names on one of our active attendees. Aba, si Radel, uy, ingat kayo dyan. You're in the car. Drive safe. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay. So we have our technical team to take photos. So keep your best smiles. We have a lot of slides. So go ahead and smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next slide. Wait, just keep on smiling. All right, smile. Ayan. Okay, very good. Okay, all right. I think we only have 2 slides na mag-open ng cam. Okay, thank you. And again, don't miss the chance to be included in our next episode. So I look forward to seeing the same exact faces again. And thank you, everyone. And for those who would like to receive an e-certificate, it will be put in our Zoom chat, or you can also see in our QR code right here. Let me also send the link to you guys so it will be easier. Give me 1 moment. Let's see. Here you go. Make sure it's set to everyone. Okay, there you go. Feedback link so you can receive your e-certificate. And please wait 7 to 10 business days and make sure to check your inbox and spam email as well. And we highly appreciate your patience in receiving your e-certificate. Okay, and we have a lot of upcoming events for the rest of the month, and we'll see more about we'll see Dean more. We have an upcoming event with him, and we'll share the screen. Ayan. So next up for our events, before I proceed with that pala, I'll be having an event tomorrow at DevCon Cebu, and get ready to geek up and learn from one of our industry leaders and learn about their experiences in tech as well. I'll be talking about my experience when how I started in the tech industry and the opportunities that you can get in content creation. As you can see, our goal is to help the community be empowered and help other people have a career in tech. And up next, we have an event with Recruit Day, and our speaker is Dean, and he will be talking more about cybersecurity. His topic on October 28th at 6 p.m. Manila time, he'll talk about web application security. So don't forget to go ahead and register The post is in Recruit Day. Link does not exist. Don't worry. Our team will update it shortly. So don't forget to refresh it. Ayan na cyber attack na ata yung link. Joke lang. Ayan. And next, we have another event, our SIS number 4. Next month, November 18, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be learning about a woman's perspective and her experience learning cybersecurity as a woman in tech. Ayan, don't forget to register. You can already register with our events. Again, we have an event tomorrow on October 28th and in November 18. Ayan, thank you so much. And we have a lot of events every month for you and every week as well. So don't forget to stay tuned to that for that. And with that, I would to thank not only our speaker but our co-presenters as well. Thank you and maraming salamat AWS and AWS Siklab Pilipinas for making these events possible. And that ends our Siklab Igniter series. Then AWS Web Application Firewall. Again, I am Atcha Abe, your host. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you again tomorrow and soon. Stay safe. Bye, guys.